My name is Rahul Sharma. I've been in the corporate America for 20 years, transforming people, transforming leaders, and ensuring that people who wants to move to the next level, they take steady steps. It's all about taking steps. We all may be great individuals, but if we have to the next level, we have to work as one team. Before we get started, a quick note. The opinions expressed here are my own and those of my guest. This conversation is intended for informational and educational purposes only. Always seek expert guidance for your unique situation. And I'm also pleased to inform you that NESDA Global is a proud sponsor for this season's podcast. Thank you, NESDA.
Ever wondered what it's like to have an offshore team working for you right here in the Philippines?
I work with a Canadian client. NESDA provides me everything from workstation, a stable internet, and HR support, and a team that feels like family.
Working with NESDA's workforce outsourcing team is fast-paced, exciting, at times challenging, but that's exactly what makes it rewarding. It's an opportunity to collaborate with people from diverse culture, gain new knowledge and skills, and be part of a team that supports clients across the globe. We are NESDA Workforce Outsourcing.
Thinking of expanding your global team? Email us at contactus@nesdaglobal.com.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Climb, the Confident Leader podcast. I'm your host, Rahul Karan Sharma, where I share stories of leaders moving from being invisible to becoming an influencer. Today, I have a founder of the Academy of MotivAction, an MBA entrepreneur turned professional, mental trainer for high-stress professional. Wow, stress is everywhere. With 20 years of experience across neuroscience, business, and global wisdom, our guest bridges science and soul to help high achievers rewire their mind, lead with purpose, and perform at their peak. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Irina Alexander to our show. Welcome to our show, Irina. How are you doing today?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome. I'm glad that we are here. And I think when I was reviewing your bio, the topic about the stress, our leaders, we don't have many ways to de-stress ourselves. So I'm sure what you do is very much in demand. But before we dive into that, please help us with your leadership journey. Please share with our audience, how has been your leadership journey?
It's definitely been a journey. Like for many people. I'm originally from Russia. I was born actually in USSR, so my birth certificate says USSR. Now, for the last 15, 17 years, I've been in the United States. And as you can imagine, mentality is very different. And when I started my business in a very male-dominated industry, as a woman, as a young woman, and there's a very different mindset and mentality and a background. My leadership style was not received very well because I came across very direct, very demanding, very straightforward, and this is not how American culture operates. So I had a lot of pushback. I had a lot of unhappy employees. And, day in and out, I was just always complaining how bad my people are and they turn around and all of those things. And thankfully, later on, I realized that the common denominator is actually me. I am the problem. And while I can still have high standards, I use the word standards, not expectations, because I believe the expectations are the word for failure, but high standards for the performance and the company and the people, I still can have behavior flexibility and meet where they are. So that was my journey as of being a boss that everybody hated to a good human being.
Wow. And what I'm learning here is that you recognizing that you were the problem, I think, in my opinion, is the biggest win. Most of us, we fail to see that as coming. We don't see the problem in us. We always try to find problem in others. So I'm glad that you were wise enough to identify that the problem was in you versus the rest of the people. So, so now you have identified the problem. Please help us. What kind of mindset shift you had to go through to become the person that you are today from where you were yesterday?
I wish, there would be a switch and it was a one day, everything changed. No, it was a process and a journey, as you mentioned before, and it's still a journey, right? So I went through extreme burnout and where, I wasn't happy. I was waking up and it's like, oh my God, that's another day. So for me, it took the way I got my power back, what I would say is to asking myself, like, what makes me happy? What is going on? Awareness is the first step. And then radical honesty with yourself about yourself. Because day to day, a lot of people wearing masks and pretending like everything is okay. We're living in a hustle culture where the more the better, and you're giving yourself a medal for working overtime and all those things. And yet people are burned out, people are stressed, and that affects their performance. So for me, the journey of shifting mindset is just having courage and brutal honesty with myself about myself. What is actually happening? And then being able to communicate that to other people, the things that need to change and that I'm working and changing. Because if you used to be perceived certain way, even when you start changing, people still see you as the old you. They don't know that you're going through the process. They didn't know that you're changing. And so it takes time, persistence, because motivation is not enough. It's a discipline of the change that creates the final result, and being able to communicate and educate people around you that you are changing.
Absolutely. Yeah. So motivation is not enough is the golden nugget that I think you have just dropped. Because sometimes we always think that, okay, I need more motivation. I need this, I need that. But probably that is just not enough. You need to have a process, you need to have right people to give you direction, to guide you. And more than the external motivation, I see it's more about the internal motivation. It's the intrinsic, how badly you need that thing. If it is just about external, probably we may not see the result that probably we are looking at. So thank you for bringing that up, those mindset shift. Now, let me ask you. So you mentioned about a process, and it was not a on and off kind of a journey. And one of the things that I'm seeing in today's generation, the future leaders, is a lack of patience. That's what I'm hearing, I'm seeing. What would be your advice for our tomorrow's leader, aspiring leaders, how they can stay patient in order to bring that change in them, in order to move from where they are to where they want to be? Yeah. Any suggestion, any tips from your end?
I'm personally a very impatient person. I'm very fast going, very impatient. And at the same time, if it's something worth waiting for, you will wait for it. So if the outcome, if the goal, if the reason why is strong enough, you will have that ability in you to keep pushing through and being patient for the final, like I said, result, whatever that you are striving for. So it's that, is it worth it, right? And if it's worth it, we all wait. And also realization that nothing happens overnight. Success doesn't come overnight. Change doesn't come overnight. Doesn't matter what those wonderful social media people say that, and giving you a magic pill and everything is going to change overnight. If that's true, please contact me. Tell me how. Because in my career, being in rooms of billionaires and millionaires and very, very successful people, nobody said that, yes, it was magic pill, here it is, and all is going to work. It doesn't work that way. It's a journey, it's a process, and it's worth waiting for. It's worth keep doing and keep going.
So the tip that Irina is giving is wait for the moment. Things will not happen overnight. There is no silver bullet, unfortunately. So you just need to focus on that right moment and keep taking action is what matters a whole.
Absolutely. And celebrate small wins.
Yes.
Along the way. I think that's because we talked about motivation. People lose motivation along the way and things like that. But realizing, looking back and seeing how far you have come and celebrating, acknowledging that, and giving yourself a grace, that's also important.
Sure. It's critical for us to celebrate those wins and not just the final destination, because it keeps you moving. It keeps you pumping the positive energy in you.
Yes.
Irina, I know you work with many leaders who are stressed, leading to burnout. My question to you is how you can assess that burnout is coming. What are some of the signs you would say to our today's leader? If it is happening with them, there is a likelihood that they will lead to burnout. Are there any signs like that from your perspective?
There are always signs. The question is, will you be able to see those signs? Or are you too much on autopilot that you have like almost a blinders, like a horse, right? Like it's just going straight and not seeing anything. So signs are you are extremely irritated, for very small things that are irrelevant. And it might be your family, your kids, your friends. Any phone call, you look at it and it's like, oh my God, what's next, right? Like, what's gonna happen now? So it's just that always in a state of irritation. That's one of the signs. Quality of sleep, quality of food, not even a quality, but consistency. Do you have a proper meals on a daily basis, or you eat when you just have time a little bit here and there, or don't eat at all? Are there any addictions that you might not even think as addiction, but are you having a glass or two or three of wine, but it's every single day to what you would call release stress? But in reality, it's just your coping mechanism, and you just covering up the pain and exhaustion. And also listen to your friends, people who know you well. When they was like, hey, are you okay? Like something, it seems off. And you're like, no, everything is okay. Just, too much work or whatever it is. If people who know you well start questioning you, maybe you should pause and assess. And a lot of us don't do that, because that's the beauty of awareness but you will be able to acknowledge it, and you need to pause to look what's happening.
Wow. So leaders pause and assess your current situation. As Irina mentioned, there are always signs. You need to be smart enough to identify that signs. It could be on your blind spot. Talk to your people who are in your inner circle. They might be of help to you. So thank you, Irina, for bringing those pointers here. Now, at Steady Steps, we talk about a climb framework, Irina, and you as a successful entrepreneur, a business person, I wanted to seek your inputs on our framework. So our framework rests on 4 leadership stages that we see on a regular basis in a leader's journey. Starts with being invisible. And then when they move from being invisible to becoming a potential, becoming an achiever, from there, either they can lead to burnout, or if they are able to navigate well, they move to becoming an influencer. Now, these stages, based on your work, based on your industrial connection, do you see these stages still relevant? What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. They are relevant. You can see it in day-to-day life. You can also look at the person, and probably if you know them long enough to see how they moved and progressed throughout their life and career through those stages. And I think it's almost in every area of life, not just leadership. You go from those stages because you're a leader at work, but you're also a leader in your family. You can lead your family, but if you're a mom, you also lead your little ones. So it's prevalent in every area of life because we are all leaders in certain ways.
Absolutely. So, yes, we are leaders. We all are leaders. And I think what point that she's bringing, the way I am able to reflect, is self leadership. Uh, we are all leaders because we are leading our own self. And if you are a leader, the first thing we need to learn is how to lead ourselves. If we don't know how to lead ourselves, it will be very, very challenging for us to lead others. So focus on that self leadership that Irina is talking about. Now,
Yes.
I know, Irina, you opened your Academy of MotivAction. Tell us some more aspects about it. What is this academy all about? Who does it serve, and how it really makes an impact in today's leadership journey?
Yes. The Academy of MotivAction was established in 2020, I believe.
Mhm.
And throughout the journey, the business changed, company changed. And what we do now is we serve high stress professionals. And it goes into the public sector government, which is first responders, educators. And then corporate came in and said, hey, if you can deal with SWAT team, they
Mhm.
are stressed, you can deal with us. So can you help us? And we said, absolutely. So we're doing a team leadership at the corporate level, and we also do one-on-one coaching as well. So we have, I would say, three legs of business.
Wow. So you already do with the first time responders or these public institutions, and then moving from the corporate and also one-on-one individuals.
Yes.
That's great. And I can support that. Yes, they are very, very stressed, the first time responders. Um, are there any specific learnings that you have noticed when you work with these first time responders?
Very strong personalities, right? Very hero driven, save the world.
Mm.
People who are taking care of everybody else and putting themselves least, and also the inability or lack of skills to being vulnerable, to feel safe, to open up, and ability to process the trauma they see and then communicate with loved ones, because there is work, right? And then they go home. But will they be able to take that uniform off and be a good husband, good wife, father, mother, and a friend? So it's a very interesting world. And I think, once again, it's applicable through the corporate as well. How often we bring stress and everything that is happening home, and how often the irritation, the pressure, all of that. And then we unintentionally rant or snap at our loved ones that have nothing to do with it. So it's a very interesting world. And I mean, I'm proud to say that we are able to navigate that and have a very deep conversations.
Absolutely. I think when you were saying about the first time responders, the learnings that you had, I'm able to resonate. I'm culprit to few of them, bringing stress at home, dealing with the stress which was not required, uh, and penalizing the family members. They have nothing to do with what I'm bringing from work, but they were the sufferers, and that is something very deep in my heart, I feel very sorry about that. But as and when I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm trying to make things work, and then trying to make sure that our family does not deserve. Our family deserve the best of us, not the bottom of us. And for that, we need to work from our mindset. We need to be a different mindset. And I'm saying this, but still today, sometimes things happen, sometimes things go wrong. I'm not saying that 100% I'm doing what I want to do, but yes, it's a work in progress, and I'm growing, and I'm getting better every day. So thank you for bringing that up. And listeners, if you are the ones who are bringing stress back to the family, please avoid doing that. Your family deserves a better version of you when you are home. Your kids, your loved one deserve better version of you. So, I know amazing project that you are working with, and you are helping the community. If our listeners who are listening at the moment, the organization, the leaders, if they want to engage with your team in a deeper level, how they can work with you, how they can connect with you.
Absolutely. Our website is the best way to connect with us because it has all the links, all the social media, email, phone number, everything. So it's one place that has it all, and it is MotivAction.Academy.
Awesome. And we will include that in show notes. So I would encourage you to review it and see how you can help your team members, how you can help your leaders, and make a world a better place. And before we go to the world, let's make the surrounding around us a better place, because it starts with your own inner circle. Now we will move to our final, rapid fire round, Irina, where we ask our guests 5 questions when we would want you to answer without thinking too much. Okay,
You
so are you
got it.
ready? Awesome. The first one, your way, a quotation you live by.
Everything is possible.
Right. What's one daily routine you never skip, no matter how hectic your day is?
Shower. Hot shower. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is, always.
Awesome. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning person for sure.
Okay. If there is any leadership skill someone would have taught you earlier, what would that be?
Behavior flexibility, being flexible to communicate with people.
Wow, that's a good one. Behavior flexibility. Final one, if your career were a Netflix series, what would be the title of season 1 be?
Your favorite Russian.
Okay, that's a nice one.
Uh,
All right, that brings to the end of our episode. But before we let Arina go, I wanted to share my learnings from this episode, and I will encourage you, the listeners, also to share your learnings in the comment section. So for me, there were many golden nuggets that were dropped by Arina, but a few of them that really stood out. Number one is acknowledging that you could be the problem sometimes. The problem is not always outside, it could be you. And knowing that you are the problem is the biggest win, or one of the biggest win, I would say. The second learning I had was about the self-awareness. Knowing about oneself is the first step when we move from the stage where we are in burnout or stress and we want to move in a better stage. It is about, first thing is a self-awareness. And the second thing, it's very, very important. Most of us sometimes miss that, is the honesty. How honest we are with our own self when we are doing our own self-evaluation. So that is the second, there are two things here, self-awareness and the honesty. Another thing, this is very unfortunate that there is no magic bullet. There is no magic pill or silver bullet available for you to move from becoming an influencer or becoming that favorite leader. It's a process. Success and change both takes time. It will not happen overnight. So we need to be patient enough, and you need to have people around you who can give you direction and who can make sure that you are taking the right path. Last is around the sign of burnout. So there are signs of burnout or potential burnouts are always there. Question is, are you open to listen? Are you open to know about it? Are you open to identify those signs? And in that, talk to your friends, talk to your family members. They can help you because those signs could be a blind spot. Arina shared multiple signs. One of the signs was around your irritation. If you're getting frequently irritated, would be a sign. The quality of food, your quality of sleep, all these factors impact your stressful life and are some of the signs that you are leading towards a burnout. So thank you for an amazing, journey that you have shared with us, Irina. I'm very confident that the work that you and your team is doing as MotivAction is phenomenal. Before I finally let you go, listeners who are listening to us, who are just tuning in, what would be a final message, any words of wisdom for our listeners?
Be courageous to step out of your comfort zone and try and do new things to become a better version of yourself, because everything is possible.
Awesome. So be courageous and try to do new things. Everything is possible. This was Irina Alexander on Climb, the Confident Leader podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very, very happy to have her here, and tune in to Spotify for future episode as well as previous episode. Thank you, Irina, for being here. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.